truly ashamed of myself, and I have come to make a confession to you guys. I truly can't believe that I've done this, but I have gone months on this channel without ever mentioning Slut by Taylor Swift and the 1975. So, this is the version of 1989 that was from Target, and there were some vinyls that went out to fans and that were posted on TikTok and other places where Slut was featuring Matthew Healy and the 1975. So here's that, and I'm showing you the picture of it. So we have Slut featuring the 1975 Taylor's version from the vault, written by Taylor Swift, Jack Antonoff, and Matthew Healy. And we know Taylor's lyrics in this song. Um, let's just refresh a tiny bit. So if we're all dressed up, they might as well be looking at us. And you know it might be worth it for once if they call her a slut, right? So if it might be worth it for once, then that means what does he mean to her? Well, let's read his lyrics and let's talk about that. Lights blink, losing my mind. That reminds me of a song that Matty sings called Lost My Head. I don't know. And lights blink makes me think about paparazzi. Lights blink. Um, did you think I wouldn't see there were flashing lights? Okay. What we think happens to rhyme. All right, this lyric is extremely important to me because in the prologue for The Life of a Showgirl, we get her saying, fraternal souls sing similar things. And we have him here saying, what we think happens to rhyme. So, fraternal souls is a direct reference to twins. And we have a direct reference again to twin in Down Bad, like I lost my twin. So, what we think happens to rhyme, fraternal souls sing similar things. And here we are. Fortunate time. And oh, wait, I drink. And that reminds me of the only song Matty has released since TTPD, which was I Might Say Something Stupid with Charlie XCX. And in that song, he sings I get nervous and sip the wine. He sings about drinking in that song as well. Okay. Then we have days shrink into long nights now, plus 44 on an American phone. We see a lot of phone imagery in lots of Taylor's music videos, even in the lyric videos, and we see phone imagery with the 1975 as well. And if you think about the Fortnite music video, you have the payphone. Dialing the UK from America, you would dial plus 44. So she would be dialing plus 44 on American phone. Okay. I guess he could be dialing it too because she's in London half the time, but I'm sure she has an American phone number, right? Okay. Cat eye running down her cheekbone, but it's elegant. That's so sweet. Oh my God. They love each other. Okay. Okay, I had to make this bigger so I could actually see it. So we just did the cat's eye running down her cheekbone, but it's elegant. So sweet. I tell her, you are not a slut. You're just relevant. And then she calls me a gentleman. Okay. So that also takes me back to The Life of a Showgirl. Is it The Life of a Showgirl? Yeah. The prologue, where she also says that he's reckless, but never with my heart. Because he's a gentleman, right? Okay. And she also says, he says, you're just relevant. And in American Girls, is that the name of that? No, sorry. American Girls does reference it though. She's American, and She's American by Matty Healy in the 1975. He sings, she likes us because we just don't eat and we're socially irrelevant. And that makes me think about this line, you're not a slut, you're just relevant. And then she calls me a gentleman. So that's where my mind goes in all my Matty Healy and Taylor Swift verse. There's so much more to say about this song. Let me look at the lyrics. Okay, so let's go back to Clink Clink for a second because that's an honorable mention because Clink Clink is said a lot in the Elizabeth Taylor film Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. They say Clink Clink all the time. Her and Richard Burton. Burton to This Taylor, Back from Reputation, all relevant. I also think the part in the Tangerine Neon Light, this is luxury. You're not saying you're in love with me, but you're going to. I think that might have been a bit of a prophecy for the whole cardigan and this is about you thing that they did on stage for one another. Taylor and Matty, they mouthed that to one another during those two songs that I just mentioned. I think that a lot of Taylor's songwriting is prophetic. I think that it is a story being told. I don't think that Taylor Swift is a person. I think that Taylor is a person and Taylor Swift is an empire. And I think that she has used her fame and her life to tell this amazing story. And I think that Matty has very much been intertwined into that because their discographies are very much linked to one another. And so are tons of other things that they do. And I think it's important to mention I think that all of these artists, like Maddie and Taylor and Harry and Sabrina and Gracie, I think they're all part of the New Romantics. And I also think it's worth mentioning that the outfits Taylor has been wearing lately are very much romantic. And I think that that's a clue. I think it's a clue for the New Romantics. And I think that all of this is very important for us in the world and in culture because it's time to change some things. And I think that that's exactly what they're working on doing is teaching some media literacy and teaching that human beings are allowed to be human beings without being completely honest about their entire life through the art that they make. And I think that we should see that a lot easier than we do. And I think that this might be the way for us to get there. Anywho's, I love you guys, and I was glad to be able to hop on for a few minutes today and make a quick video. Um, if you're not following along, what I do here is I follow along with Taylor Swift, Matty Healy, and the rest of the New Romantics, truly. Maybe not all of them, but some of my comrades here on TikTok also follow them. If you want to go and search in my saves and in my favorites on my profile, you'll find lots of them in my saves. So if you want to find other creators that are somewhat similar to me and have ideas that are not always inside the box, then go through my saves and you'll find lots of other creators there as well. I love you guys and I'll see you later. I almost deleted this video, but I'm just going to upload it. I love you. Bye.